Philip to Evelyn, December 18th, 1943. Dearest Evie, it is cold and raining and generally miserable outside, but it affects me not at all. I'm more or less accustomed to dreary weather over here. Besides, who gives a damn about the weather? I have 2 freshly received letters before me, and in my heart there is sunshine and blue skies. The letters are dated 4th of November, V-mail, and 9th of November, airmail. Very strange and unfathomable are the ways of God and the post office. Why, that's good. Think I'll write a book. Usually the V-mail is more recent than the airmail, but today vice versa. By all means, sweet, buy Helen's fur coat. I see it as clearly as though it were before me. What's more, I remember how you looked in it. You tried it on, the very first time you saw it. The picture of you in that Dirndl style coat is very pretty indeed, and I'd love for you to have it. $50 off the bankroll now won't be as sorely missed now as it will be later, Chippy. And what are all these many other things to buy that you mention? 2, I intend to send you all the money I have above my basic needs on New Year's Day. I figure it will be $40 or $50. I'd like nothing better than having you use it to pay for the coat. If there's a suspicion in your mind that, page 2, I'm trying to inveigle you into this in the hope that it will save me the price of a new fur coat later on, forget it. 'Cause you know darn well, baby, that you are perfectly welcome to spend our last dollar for anything, anytime you see fit. No, darling, don't think for a minute that I'm through buying you fur coats after this one. Just hope that I'll be able to afford them, and you can rest assured that I'll take the keenest delight in buying them for you. So forget your native aversion to spending money and tell Helen you'll buy her coat, and thanks. The news that you finally sprung and bought yourself a new suit was music to my ears. Eyes? For more reasons than one. In the first place, it does my heart good to know that you have acquired something that you have wanted for a long time. And in the second place, it proves to me, better than any overt evidences, that your morale and your hopes are not suffering too grievously in my absence. As long as you evince a desire for new things and new places, your state of mind is healthy and normal, and no one knows better than I how close you have been to the opposite category, despair and hopelessness. That coffee table you mentioned sounds like a goodbye to me. And if your mother doesn't acquire it, I think you should. I'm surprised that your sharp business acumen deserted you in this instance. You know that eventually we will spend $40 or $50, page 3, for something very like it. You should have bought it if you liked it and mentally computed a saving of some $35. Or is that hay? Don't worry too much about spending our reserves. There are more where they came from. Which all reminds me of something I had meant to discuss in previous letters, but always managed to forget. If you have been reading the papers, you will know that plans are already in advanced stages for ensuring the immediate future of demobilized servicemen. The talk now is about giving ex-soldiers from $300 to $500, depending on length of service, domestic and overseas. Besides, there is a long-range program of Social Security for everyone in the offing. The plan that most interested me, however, is the one whereby upon demobilization a soldier, married with 1 child, would receive $80 per month for 1 year, while taking a course at a nearby college or university in any subject he might desire. My thought was, and is, that a year of schooling in journalism, while my family was being provided for, well, almost $20 per week, might set me on the road I wish to go. I realize that there are obstacles to be overcome, but I'm hoping that I'll be able to take advantage of the opportunity if and when it materializes. The point I'm getting at, though, is that you shouldn't sacrifice too much of the present to the future, which usually manages to take page 4 care of itself. I trust your sense of values implicitly, Chippy, to influence you or dictate to you the advisability of buying anything at any time. So don't look to me for an okay. Your okay is plenty good enough for me. This Royal Dalton ware that you seem to think I can buy here in England is new to me, but that's beside the point. Granted, I had enough cash on me to purchase. Very unlikely, since I send all my spare cash to you. How in the world could I send it home? Even if I were permitted to post anything so bulky and heavy, I'd probably have to lug it back to camp from London, because we can't mail anything except from our own post office. Altogether, though, I'm not exactly sure of my facts, but I mean to investigate the possibilities, and if it can be done, why, I'll do it, okay? I forgot to say that Brother Jack's V-mail was enclosed, but he doesn't tell us a hell of a lot, does he? However, the fact that he is concerned with sketching augurs well for his morale and health and general peace of mind. I would like to know where he is, though, and what the hell he is doing besides drawing his buddy's pusses. Why the devil doesn't he write to me? Or has he forgotten his big brother? I have been so busy in the orderly room ever since I took over as personnel clerk that I have no time at all for my own affairs. Worse luck. Page 5. The evenings are invariably taken up by my correspondence with you. Currently, I'm in the throes of overhauling the filing system here. It's a mess, as I did previously in the station ordnance office, but it's going to take longer than I at first thought. In the meantime, I have been unable to find the time to answer Red's letter. Of course, I could sacrifice one of your letters to get one off to him, but I find myself unwilling to do so. I can't feel too guilty about it, though, 'cause he took his sweet time about sending me the first letter. No doubt the opportunity to get off a reply will present itself within the next week. I shall forward your best regards at that time, baby. Tomorrow I'm off to London again, as I told you yesterday, and I hope to get around sufficiently to make the write-up interesting reading. By the way, you didn't tell me anything about Kiss and Tell, except that Harry and Milton paid your way. How about it, Chippy? Sometime when you're stuck for words, huh? On reading over your letter, I note that you would like something from England as a remembrance. Do you think for a minute that I'll come home empty-handed? Foolish girl. You didn't know I had to do KP? Since when? Why, since the first sergeant decided the T5s would pull KP. That's since when. Did I remember to get down on my knees and, page 6, beg you to take a nice, not a snapshot, picture in your new suit? I didn't? Then I do so now, see? I've been waiting patiently to hear that you have bought, or intend to buy, or even might buy Christmas presents for the folks with my $50. Not a word. Why? And what about the Indian sweaters I so nicely asked you to make for yourself and the pumpkin? And you bawl me out for neglecting to answer your questions? Don't misunderstand, baby. I don't mean to impose on you. If you find knitting too trying, I remember when you enjoyed knitting, why, just forget it. All I'm asking is that you tell me about it, versteh? Just found out that my V-mail letter to Richie never left the station. It seems one can't send V-mail to someone in England, so it has been laying in one of the other huts for a whole month now. Am I burnt up? No wonder I haven't heard from him. I'll stick it in an envelope and mail it out right now. Fortunately, I wrote free mail to Eddie. With so many of the old gang over here, I can't understand why no one has contacted me. Oh well, maybe they will yet. And now, my darling, I'll say au revoir, with all my love to you and the cherub, and my love to all. I am, courtesy of Sergeant Trombetti, copyright pending, your lover as always, Phil.